This is my grandfather. He immigrated to Montreal at the young age of 11 from war-torn Russia. This is his story, and his story is my Canadian story.
I was born in a time where my parents were running away from White Russia, and my father was a fugitive because he was what they call a counter-revolutionary, because he was part of a wedding group that made a religious wedding from my uncle, and he was part of that group, and they were trying to raise money to help Jewish schools, and anything that was done for a religious purpose was considered counter-revolutionary. So, and they arrested everyone that was at that wedding, my uncle and anyone else. The war was not going well for Russia. Anybody found in the street that was what they call military age was drafted into the army. They picked up my father from the street, middle of the street. They took him, and since anybody that they found were drafted in the army, they were actually didn't get any proper training or anything else, but they were just shipped off to the front. So when I was born, it was a few months after I was born. That's when my father was taken in the army. Later on, we didn't know what happened to him. The only thing that we found out later on was a major attack from the Germans. They surrounded the whole brigade of Russians, massacred them. Between the brigade was my father. My father was killed.
Left alone at the age of 21 with 2 young children, my great-grandmother did everything in her power to ensure her children's survival. This included traveling on life-threatening trips, selling items on the black market to ensure that her children would not starve. One thing she knew for sure: she had to get out.
So at 12 o'clock, they're checking everyone. All the passports are being checked. So they get everybody off the train, they have to check. So they organize a group that has to be checked, and the group that is checked is going on the other side. My brother and myself, get a pinch from my mother. We're such a vicious pinch. We started hollering, screaming. What? My mother says to the soldier, they have to go to the washroom. Can I go behind the wagon, the cattle car? She says, go ahead, take them. My mother took us. The moment they took us, we stopped screaming, and she took us all the way around from the other side. And we're coming out from the other side. There's a group standing there, and there's a soldier standing guarding the group. And he says, Mama, what are you doing here? So she says, you see, she picked the tallest man in the group. She said, see, the tall man, he's my husband. I took the children to the washroom to relieve. Okay, go on. That's how we crossed the border.
After a very long and dangerous journey that spanned a few years and a couple of more countries, they arrived in Montreal and settled down in Park Avenue.
I felt at home in Canada. So I never felt that as an immigrant that I was really out of place. That I didn't grow up feeling, that I have to, bend my head, or I could hold my head proud. I felt very free. I felt free.
My grandfather credits the Canadian Mosaic for giving him the freedom to be and to express his identity personally and culturally. Ultimately, that is the greatest gift he gave me. His sacrifices as a young child not only secured my freedom, but the freedom of over 100 of my relatives. And for this, I will forever be grateful.